Hello all. I just got these Russian power pads, these mono customized pads, yesterday, and they are so nice. I've never had power pads before, and I've had like numerous wheels. I've had the 18XL and a V8 and an 84 volt MSX, and never had pads, but when I got this MSX, I realized, and I've heard this before, that this wheel needs pads, and it does. It rides so much better with them. These pads are pretty expensive. I paid like $185, so $185 including shipping, so it was like $150 for the pads, and then $35 for shipping. I forget how long it took, but I think it took like a month or something to get them. So the wait was kind of long, but it was totally worth it. These are so nice that I just like want to keep touching them. Like the leather feels so premium. I think they're worth every penny that I spent on them. Now they're so nice, I'm gonna be really bummed if I drop this wheel and damage this. I'm still figuring out a way that maybe I can put something on the outside so that if it falls, it won't get like scratched up. I know that with leather, I think it's fairly like scratch or damage resistant. It's a lot of motorcycle gear, but this is pretty like, I don't know, it's pretty soft leather. So I think that if I did any fall just over any kind of rough pavement, it would probably damage it. In any case, they're super nice. The thing, when I first, like my initial impressions, when I was riding them, I rode them for like 30 miles yesterday, was that they're really comfortable, like compared to having, compared to having the original MSX pads, these are so much more comfortable. Like literally, even if it didn't have the power pads on them and it just had like a flat pad, it's so like comfy feeling that it just makes me want to ride it all the time. Anyway, so the things I noticed was that actually the biggest difference wasn't so much in the acceleration, but it's in the braking. I mean, these are really helpful, don't get me wrong, but the thing I noticed the most was just like having just the braking, like gripping it and then leaning back. You really get a lot better braking with this. A lot of the times, even with like accelerating or braking, I feel a lot of times like I'm gonna fall off. Not really, but sometimes like there's that fear, like I could hit a bump or something while I'm kind of applying a lot of lean or kind of like trying to do a quick slow down, that could cause me to slip and like fall off the front or the back. And these, like, that doesn't happen. So really good braking. That was my first thing I thought. I was a little, I don't know, like I'm still trying to like figure out, where I want to position the pad, because it really makes a difference. If I have it really far back, I feel like I get these like stiff-legged accelerations. So like I feel like I'm like limited. Like I can only apply so much pressure because the pad's far back, and so relative to like where my foot is on the pedal, I don't know. It just like limits the amount of lean that I can get. So these are held on by Velcro. I don't want to take out the whole thing because I have it positioned how I like it. But they're held on by Velcro, and let's see. And so you can just like change the positioning of them, basically like higher or lower, keeping in mind that if you put it lower, the pedal will actually hit the pad. But I'm still trying to still figuring out like how far forward and how far back that I like them. So still kind of figuring that out. But anyway, really good braking, really comfy. The control that you get from having pads on the front and the back, I mean, even if you were using like DIY power pads, is just amazing. Like I feel like when I hit just like imperfections in the road, bumps, potholes, you know, whatever. The control is just like, I just feel like I can hit anything now because I never have to worry about kind of just getting bucked off the front or the back or whatever. So the control is phenomenal. I have noticed that when I hit bumps and things, like whereas before, whereas like before I had any pads at all, I felt like I could absorb bumps better. Like my lower body, I would absorb the bumps better. But like with these, it's a pro and a con, right? That they limit some mobility. And so like if I have them, so like when I'm using them and if I hit like a big bump in the road, my shins will kind of slam into these, right? And by doing that, I don't know, it's just a weird thing because then it like instantly, it just puts a lot of stress on the wheel as opposed to before it was like I was absorbing the bumps more. So I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, so they limit mobility a little, you know, obviously front to back. But again, that's a good thing and a bad thing. Also with turning, I've noticed that they limit mobility a little bit. I can't exactly like put my finger on like how they do, but like when you're doing tight turns, they do limit the mobility a little bit. But I've only had them for a day, so like the longer I have them, I'm sure I'll be able to, I'll probably find a way around that to get the mobility back. But I was so used to having full mobility because I had no pads before that having these feels a little limiting. But it's really nice. Like the pros outweigh the cons for sure. Let's see. Other than that, I can't think what else there is. I don't know. They're just really, really nice pads. Like I would totally recommend them. I've seen some nice like DIY power pad like designs just from people over here in Seattle on like the MSXs and Super Pros. And I mean, and those are good setups too. I mean, these, I just got these because I didn't want to create my own DIY thing. I wasn't really sure how to do it, and it seems kind of complicated and time consuming. And this has a preset angle. I had no idea how much angle, and I didn't want to have to like spend all the time like figuring it out. So anyway, these are really, really nice. Amazing, just so high quality, $185. They're pretty pricey, but I think they're totally worth it. And the other thing is because they're Velcro, I could in theory, like when I get another wheel, I could just get Velcro strips and put it on that wheel, and I could pop these off and then put it on that wheel, which would be cool. Let's see, what else? Other thing, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have Nicola pedals on here, and they do fit fine with Nicola pedals, but during the install a little bit, like you can't really see it, but at the top here, the Velcro on the pad doesn't totally like adhere because of the contour of this side panel. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's mostly adhered, and I've had no issues. But that could bother some people aesthetically. Just doesn't fit perfectly flat. I think if you have the regular M Super pedals, it probably would fit totally flat. It looks like it would. But anyway, I have Nicola pedals, and I don't want to get the M Super pedals. These pedals are really nice. Before I got them, I was kind of like, before I ever tried Nicola pedals, I mean, I was skeptical, and I thought, okay, I'm going to be like prepared to swap these when I got this MSX 100 volt and get the regular M Super pedals, but I don't anticipate that happening. These are really, really nice. So yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of like anything else. I don't know. Let's see. I don't really know what else there is to say about them. They're just really nice pads. It just makes me want to ride all the time. I definitely get less tired. Like I rode 30 miles yesterday. Normally after 30 miles, like my feet and my like calves hurt a lot. I think it's because I'm riding tense, because I don't want to like overlean, you know, either way. But with these, because I can just kind of push my shins in, it's way less tiring. So like today, I almost don't feel like I rode yesterday, even after riding like 30 miles. Doing a lot of short trips and that kind of thing. I do like deliveries with like Uber Eats mainly. here in Seattle. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it. If anyone has any questions about it, you can shoot me a message, and I'll get back to you. If you want these pads, I'll try and leave a link in the description to the Instagram for Mono Customize, who is I believe the ones that are making this right now. But the guy that I had to go through was a guy named New York Tarzan, and he's on Telegram, and I can copy. I'll put a. I can't put a link, but I'll copy his username. So if anybody is interested in getting these, just keep in mind the wait time is kind of long, but it's totally worth it. I am just blown away by how awesome these pads are. They're amazing. So yeah, so that's pretty much it.